G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here, and welcome back to another slot car review. And yes, this is a slot car review, back to normal filming. And today it is SCX's turn, and I thought I'll use one of my SCX Pro high performance cars. They're a kit car. Let's get into it, let's tear it down, and let's have a chat about SCX Pro series cars. So welcome back to another slot car review, and as I said in the intro, yes, we're going back to reviewing slot cars, back to normal viewing. But before I get into that, just thank you for everyone who took the time to watch the last video about JDM Chase and series cars. I appreciate the feedback, whether it's negative or positive, and the people who commented and liked the video and disliked the video. I raised the conversation. Hopefully some big companies are listening, and whatever you guys have said, yes or no to it, hope they read that and make a decision. So happy days, the conversation started. Thanks everyone for doing that. And a big shout out quickly to Dave K. Mate, without your input as well, I probably would get no traction with that video, so I appreciate you sharing that. Me and Dave K have had a chat offline. Awesome bloke, absolute legend. So I appreciate him reaching out and accepting my conversation, so thank you, mate. And I love what you're doing on your channel, you know that anyways. Let's get stuck into it. What is today's video? Well, it is SCX Pro high performance slot car in this beautiful display box. This is Badger's 2006 release, so we'll stick with that. Reference is a 505/90, and it's the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup Pro. Absolutely gorgeous car with the beautiful livery. But let's have a look at the box first, and then always we'll zoom in and have a chat. Now, what a gorgeous looking box. This is, they're stating, a performance club car. So if you want to race at a club, you could have bought this from the shelf and off you went racing. So very nice, lovely looking box. We'll open it up and quickly see what it looks like on the inside. And there she is in all her glory. I absolutely love this. This is premium as premium can be, so I love these. Are they becoming collectible? I think they will. I reckon these will be something to collect. But let's dive in, let's zoom in on the car, let's unbox this together and have a chat about the SCX Pro high performance box car or set. Alrighty, so let's open it up. We might get a bit of glare on this because it has got a plastic screen once we get into it, but nice little close up of that beautiful black and gold livery Porsche 911, a gorgeous looking car, and I believe all the parts and pieces that's needed in this kit is here. So let's unbox it together. The flap opens up like so, and again, how premium does this thing look and feel? Now, let's have a quick look at what we get in the car itself, and I'll raise up the little foam mold, and this is how you'll receive it. So you've got your shell, your chassis, you've got a secondary removable engine mount pod for the vehicle, which allows you to run a standard motor, because the motor in the SCX car has got some added stuff on the back of it. So you can remove both engine pods and put a new engine in, which I think is great. We've got some screws, bits and bobs, and a little Allen key in this little plastic holder, which is quite cool. As always, a little bit of extra braid. So we've got some braid if you want to keep, well, these do chew up pretty quickly, so some extra braid so you can keep racing. And of course, what comes with the braid? Well, a nice little SCX guide. So really cool that it's a full race kit. Now, what else comes in the box? Let me move that aside. Beautiful Horel RS track sitting here as always to put the car on, but before we do that, you also get this beautiful driving and maintenance guide, which tells you a lot of info about the car, how to set it up. It actually has got pinion and crown gearing, which I'll quickly flip to that just to show you. We won't go through it all together, but up the top here, you've got this great little pinion and crown ratio gearing showing you how to set up your car with different teeth pinion and crowns. Really like that. So it's a good book. It's in English, and I don't know what the other language is. Dansk, Netherlands. Yeah, but it's in English. So if you can read English, happy days. This should always come with the actual car itself. And as you'll see, I'll quickly show you, it sits in the bottom like so. Then the foam insert sits over the top. But let's have a look at the parts and pieces a little bit closer and have a chat about the car. Let's go straight to the shell. And this is probably one of the most beautiful Porsches I have seen, and that livery, and again, I don't know, I'm guessing this is SCX's livery. It says here it's a VIP car, so I'm guessing that this is the color they chose to do for this Pro Series. But how incredible is that? Now this is a 2006 release that I can find stamped on the box, and this is incredible condition. The paint is this beautiful black matte paint with these nice gold hues, I'd call it. It's not a real gold, it's like a gold hues, almost like a beige gold, which I think that is incredible. But it's definitely a beautiful looking slot car. All the decals are very, very nice. You got a little toe point on the front here. So there's some little added details there. On the inside, I'm just trying to zoom in. It's a bit black, so let's have a look. You got your driver, so it's a left-hand drive, and there's a little bit of roll cage work there in the back of the window. Now, unfortunately, I'm in the shed, and it's quite a humid day or misty day, so it's going to be a little bit foggy, that back windscreen. But I'll see if I can. But there we go. Beautiful looking shell. Let's flip it under. As always, let's check the internal. So it's not running any active lights. You probably could, if you're very good, put your own front headlights in, and obviously the backs are tinted, so the light will come through. If you're handy, you can mock up some lights on that if that's what your club requires when doing a race series. Very, very nice. Will I race this? Hell no. This is too nice for me to put around the track at the moment. There's your shell. Let's have a look at the chassis. And it's already pre-built. These come pre-built, which is really, really good. Inline motor, and as I said, it's a removable engine mount. So you actually got a clipping system, and I'll try and show the other engine mount first. There's two little clipping tabs at the top, 1, 2, and they, if I can get some vision for you, at the rear near the exhaust will clip in and out, as you can see there, those little clip holes. So it's good it's not screwed in, so you can pop that out quite easily, which I haven't yet, and I probably won't, but let's talk through it together. Now, let's go back to the car itself. Inline motor, an SCX motor, rear wheel drive as always. And what I like about this is a little bit of play in this actual engine. You can see that moving engine mount. So you've got a little bit of play that you can either move it a slight forward or a slight back, and that can be controlled by this little rubber duvalac at the back near the gearing, which you get a spare one of those, and it's literally like a little silicon rubber, almost like a stopper. So that's quite cool. I've actually never seen that in a slot car before, so very, very interesting. Again, inline rear wheel drive. Looks like there's some beautiful hardware in there. Let's take a closer look. It's got this unique ball bearing style removable system at the back, so these pop out, but you've actually got like these circle ball bearing fittings that clip in. Normally it's normally just a circular system that it clips into itself, so that's quite unique. I like that. The motor, I try to look up what kind of power she was running, but it's an RX4H. So if you want to do some Googling on that, that'll tell you what kind of RPMs we're running on this car. Apologies, I think it's like in my hand more. In regards to how thin this thing is, look, it does look like a pro car from back in the day. I think it really would have performed well. I find with some of these pro cars, I have ran this around my track, it appears to want to pop out of the slot a lot, so you have to set up the weight a bit. This doesn't run any magnets that I can see. No, so there's no magnets on this. If you want to be creative, you can put some weights on the side, or if it's a non-mag car, you just rate no mags at all, but you can put what you want in there. It's not digital ready, so if you want to put a digital chip for whatever system you're using, you will have to modify this to work. So a really cool looking car. Not too sure how high performance these rubbers are. Of course, we've got some good aftermarket tyres these days, but these would have been race ready for the day. So if you have raced one of these, let me know how good they go. How does it sit? Well, on this track, it sits quite nicely. Let's put the shell on top, and I'm not going to screw it on, but she sits quite nicely. Great looking slot car, beautiful looking slot car. Happy with that, and I'm a Porsche fan. Let's take a closer look at this engine mount, because as you'll see, it is a lot shorter. And it sits back a little bit further. I actually might show that if I can. Sorry, the camera's going to play funny buggers. So this does, when you line up, actually does sit back a little bit further, letting you run a normal size motor, because as you can see, the SCX motor has this section on the back which has been screwed on, where a normal motor normally doesn't have that. It's just a plastic end if you run a Scalatrix motor or similar. So it's good that they give you this engine mount to try and fit another motor, whether it's a different company's motor or similar. But a beautiful looking thing. I do think these will be collectible in time. Look, slot car companies these days release their cars in all different ways. I do like these car kits, let's call it, a pro car kit. So I'm glad that the SCX did do this. Would love to see more of this. I think this is great, race ready. But as of today's cars, your slot at your NSRs, your Revos, out of the box, they are now race-ready cars. So it's really good that a standard car that you can buy off the shelf now is very competitive on the track. As always, at that Slot Car Guy on Instagram. Please subscribe, like, comment, negative or positive. I take all comments, any feedback. Again, massive thank you for the other video the other day. I was very, very appreciative of all the feedback and comments I got in regards to raising the JDM question. As always, be safe, take care, ciao.